Hello, beautiful soul tribe. Welcome to Angel Messages on Unmasked Universe, where we unmask the universe that lives inside of you. I am feeling very earthy today. I've got my browns on, I'm rocking it. Hopefully, you made it through yesterday okay. I know it was a tough one for a lot of people in the collective, so I was holding space for many of you, for all of you, really. Um, yeah, I hope that you got through it okay and that you're riding into today with some better energy. We're going to have a look in a moment after we do our crystal of the day and see what is coming through. I did get another angel deck today, so we'll draw upon that one as well today and just add to our normal collective message. All right, so let's get started. Today's crystal is Labradorite. So, I only have polished Labradorite here. I have a pillar that's raw that I was looking for, but it's escaped me. I don't really know where it went. Yeah, can you tell I have a lot of crystals? I don't have a very big house, so it's kind of weird that it disappeared. It obviously does not want to be found right now. So crystals have a mind of their own sometimes. Anyhow, so I'll show you some of the specimens that I do have that are polished. So this is one of them. You don't really see the blues as much in this version, or at least with this camera. But perhaps in this little heart might. It's hard to see when it's unfocused. Yeah, you can see a little bit of the blue in this. And then I have another heart. I like my hearts. But yeah, so Labradorite is very, very pretty. Again, this camera is not doing it justice at all. However, when it's polished, it's really beautiful. In fact, when it's raw, like the pillar that I have, it's almost unrecognizable. The first time that I saw this pillar, I was like, what is that? And I had to look really closely at it because it doesn't have the same glistening and gleaming and changing of colors in the same way that a polished stone would. So, yeah, it took me a while, but it's still nonetheless a beautiful stone when it's raw. So, a little bit about Labradorite. Iridescent Labradorite is a highly mystical and protective stone. A bringer of light, it raises consciousness and connects with the universal energies. Labradorite deflects unwanted energies from the aura and prevents energy leakage. It forms a barrier to negative energies during therapy. So it can take you into another world or other lives, a stone of esoteric knowledge. It facilitates initiation into the mysteries. Bum, bum, bum. Labradorite aligns the physical and etheric bodies and accesses spiritual purpose. It raises consciousness and grounds spiritual energies into the physical body. This stone stimulates intuition and psychic gifts, including the art of right timing, bringing messages from the unconscious mind to the surface and facilitating their understanding. Psychologically, Labradorite banishes fears and insecurities and the psychic debris from previous disappointments, including those experienced in past lives. And often, we carry situations and experiences from past lives. We're a bit blurry here. From past lives into our current lives until we have learned our lesson. So, a good one to use if you are repeating cycles, right? It strengthens faith in the self and trust in the universe. It removes other people's projections, including thought forms that have hooked into the aura. Labradorite calms an overactive mind and energizes the imagination, bringing up new ideas. Analysis and rationality are balanced with the inner sight. Labradorite brings contemplation and introspection, synthesizing intellectual thought with intuitive wisdom. It is an excellent dispeller of illusions, going to the root of a matter and showing the real intention behind thoughts and actions. This stone brings up suppressed memories from the past. Labradorite is a useful companion through change, imparting strength and perseverance. A stone of transformation, it prepares body and soul for the ascension process. Well, I didn't know that about Labradorite. Did you? I didn't actually know anything about it helping with the ascension process, so that's really cool. I'm happy to know that. All right. So let's see, where are we going to start? I have pre-shuffled all my cards as per usual. I am connected to the energy for today, Saturday's energy. And I've tapped into the collective and all of your beautiful guardian angels energy. We are all united right now. So, angels, what does the collective need to hear most or know most for today, Saturday, January 25th? Please and thank you. There's one. Okay. What else does our beautiful collective need to know today? Thank you. Any more messages for the collective, please? Any more messages for the collective energy for Saturday, January 25th? Please and thank you, angels. There she be. Okay. Mm. Okay. So we're getting a few cards we haven't gotten yet. So that's pretty cool because that means that the collective energy is shifting. So the first card that we have is enthusiasm. Angel number 343. Approach life with an optimistic attitude, even in the face of challenges. Be excited about the opportunities that lie ahead to embrace them with open arms. Okay. Our second card is trust. Ooh, hold on a second. I'm getting a download. Okay. That was for me. Sorry about that. Sometimes the angels just want to talk. Sometimes my higher self wants to talk. Sometimes my guides need to say something. So um, that plugged up my right ear at the same time. When it happens, it's very interesting. Sometimes the whole pressure in my head will change, and then one ear will completely plug up. So, trust. Angel number 232. Trust in yourself and the universe. Have faith in the divine plan and trust that everything is unfolding as it should. And then we have spiritual awakening, angel number 777. You're on the right path. You're spiritually evolving and aligning with your higher purpose. Ooh. And the last card that we got was take a step, angel number 535. Let go of old beliefs, patterns that no longer serve you. Prepare to step out of your comfort zone in order to grow and expand. Okay. All right. Just going to get the energy here. Hmm. All right. So here's what I'm hearing with this is that many of you have, shouldn't say many, but there are many people in the collective. Maybe not everybody who's watching this video right now because the collective is massive, but as a whole in the collective, many people within the collective are feeling a little bit shaky, a little bit lost, a little bit uncertain about what the future holds here. So there has been a lot going on with releasing, with shifting, with growing. And sometimes, these growing pains can be painful. Sometimes they can come at a loss with other things. Oftentimes, as I've said in previous videos, it's just here to shake us up. But some people in the collective, the energy that I'm getting is that you might have lost some hope. And the angels are saying, like, no, 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 don't, now is not the time. Now is not the time to be losing hope. In fact, now is the time for you to feel enthused, spark that enthusiasm, that joy within you. Make connection with your inner child at this time. Do things that are going to spark that enthusiasm with you and trust in the process because um, yes, while things may be going out of your life and it may feel uncertain, it may leave you feeling hopeless at times. It may even just stir up complete uncertainty because you're not sure of what your future holds for you. You're not sure if you can fully trust in your own divine plan. And so, what I'm getting is that this level of enthusiasm will come from this aspect of you where you begin to stop trying to control the outcome. And so, there's a lot of control because of situations that you've experienced in the past, which have taught you to be wary of things that are unknown. And so it's kind of that classic idea of if you've been hurt so many times, you're always looking behind your shoulder, right? Wondering what's coming or what, you might become hyper vigilant. That might be a better way of putting it. You're uncertain, and it comes from a place of fear. And the angels are saying, like, no, this is not the time for that fear. Now is the time to overcome that fear and redirect yourself, just as you would a little child who's, getting frustrated or about to have a meltdown. You want to redirect them so that they can emotionally regulate themselves onto something that's a little bit easier to do. And then they can go back to it later. It's kind of the same principle. Like when you're living out of a space of fear, because your circumstances have taught you that if you don't have a plan, if you don't know what the future holds, then that should be cause for concern. And the energies right now are more of we want you to put down your burdens and stop trying to control the outcome of every situation. And you may want to look at where you're still controlling things or trying to control things. That's what I'm hearing, trying to control things because this is what's causing resistance and it's not allowing you to trust fully in your divine path that source has for you, right? That source is set out for you and you've agreed to before even coming here. And so um, enthusiasm has to come in, and a release of control will help you to become more enthused. So maybe look at where you are still trying to control things too much, where you are holding on to things too much, and start to lay those burdens down and just have a little more trust and faith in the process because it's it's really like an unfolding of a lotus flower, if you will. So each petal unfolds one at a time in order to create this really beautiful structure that supports itself. once it's completely unfolded. And so if the whole lotus flower just opened all one time instead of one petal at a time, it would likely collapse under its own weight. And so this is the same principle that they're showing me for you, is that if you were to know everything in the future, it would collapse the current timeline and reality that you're on. And the process in between would no longer exist, and the pathway would no longer exist. So it would actually collapse itself, right, along the way. And, or in the process, it would collapse all of the rest of the timelines that you need to unfold slowly in order for you to traverse down that path and in your right direction. So they want you to do things, that will support your enthusiasm about your future, whether that be future visioning, visioning what it is that maybe you don't know how you're going to get there. Maybe there are a lot of questions about how this is going to work, how it's going to unfold, what it's going to look like. But they're saying you don't have to know all of the details of what it looks like. And how you're going to get there. You just have to have some beautiful vision in your mind that you would like and start taking even one action towards it. That doesn't have to be a big action. It could be broken down into a bunch of small little actions that you can take, and you'll get another petal, is what they're showing me, will unfold as you start going in that direction. But you do have to have a level of trust, and that means letting go of the control around your circumstances and around creating that path itself. Everything in between the envisioning to when it actually happens, that is kind of a mystery, and you're being asked to trust because um, it's the process of the petals unfolding that they want you to actually enjoy. And now that can sound pretty difficult if you're in a difficult situation. How am I supposed to enjoy this, right? Um, you may not enjoy every moment of it, but the journey in getting to who you want to become is part of the experience. And so finding ways to find the joy in that, to find the beauty in that, is going to be really important moving forward. And so any way that you can spark your enthusiasm along the way for what it is that you're creating today, even if it's further away from today, any kind of enthusiasm you can bring into your life and excitement about it, that's going to put this energy into its creation. Okay. Now, I am getting also, yeah, that again, with this trust and, the spiritual awakening card together, I'm getting that a lot of you are doubting after some of the events that have just happened, these spiritual awakenings that have rolled through and felt like a wrecking ball for some of you, that, your trust in the divine or in your divine path has been wavering. And so you're being asked again, take a blind leap of faith. Now that you've been through what you've just been through and you're releasing things, you're asking, or they're asking all of the collective who are experiencing this right now, to take that leap of faith into the right direction. Maybe you are, I'm getting that there are still some of you who are holding on to things, allowing things to linger in your environment or your lives that aren't in your best interest at this point. And you're well aware of that from what I'm hearing. You're well aware of a lot of the things that you're still holding on to, that you're struggling to let go of because you're uncertain about the future. And so what's coming forward is that you're going to have to, at some point, take a leap of faith. Whether you do it now or later is up to you. But this is the energy right now, is a good opportunity. The doors are open for you to take that leap of faith, and that, Source will catch you. Source will guide you. Your angels will guide you. Your spirit team will guide you. Even if it feels really uncomfortable, they're still guiding you and protecting you and keeping you safe. And it's necessary to be taking these leaps of faith in the moments that they're asking you to, because um, opportunities, if they're meant for you, they won't pass you by, but they will pass you by for a cycle or a while. So you may not have this opportunity come back to you where you would have a softer landing. And because things right now, from what they're showing me, it's like they're showing me um, they're showing me a road that is being laid brick by brick, but it's being laid out in front of you as you walk. So the road doesn't exist until you start walking on it, and they're laying it out in a sense. Like it doesn't exist um, in reality, but theoretically it'll be built just as you're walking onto it. However, everything has been aligned in the background by your spirit team, by the angels, by source, in order to pull it all together to align it right now for you to make these choices and to support you. So, whether it is that you're letting go of old negative beliefs or patterns, conditioning, or you're letting go of a substance, or you're letting go of people, or you're just changing, letting go of a job, letting go of anything that you've outgrown, essentially. It doesn't matter what it is, but they're saying that they're going to give you what you need in order to make your way away from that thing that you're letting go of. And that does not mean that it's going to be, all sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows. What it means is that instead, you'll have a easier transition than if you were not to take this opportunity where you're being supported and everything is aligned and you try to do it later. Because in those moments, then you're going to face more opposition, more challenge, more resistance, and more difficulties even within yourself, more internal battling. And so I'm saying all of the different things because they're showing me that for many of you, you're facing different kinds of situations in what you're needing to let go of and take that leap of faith into. But ultimately, you're taking a leap of faith into yourself, into believing in yourself and trusting in yourself and trusting in your divine path, what you're creating for yourself. But it means that you do have to let go. You have to let go of everything that you once knew to adopt some new avenue within yourself, to adopt new aspects of self, and as well new personas, new identities. You have to shed the old in order to make way for the new. And so without that, without the pressure around you, which we call these spiritual awakenings and the things that we go through, without that pressure, you wouldn't be able to grow. You wouldn't be able to surpass the soil as a seedling and start growing. You need that pressure on top of you, which is like the soil on top of you, right? Pardon me. So yeah, take that leap of faith, take the opportunity when it does prevent or present itself to you, because this is now the time. This is the energy. They're saying that things are aligned for you and you will be protected and guided along the way. So put some trust and some faith in your spirit team. They work pretty hard behind the scenes. They do. Most people don't understand. I didn't understand for a long time either. And then eventually I started to understand it and see how much they were really doing for me behind the scenes. Count, I was really supposed to come across that person, or I was really supposed to come across that video and learn that about this or that or my life or other people. They're always guiding you and they're always pushing people together in situations and even like small things, you know. You find a heart-shaped rock outside. That's your guides. That's the angels. You know, you see an angel cloud. They're communicating to you in so many different ways. So they work very hard and tirelessly behind the scenes for us in order to not only protect us and shield us, but to organize things, to fight off darkness, to fight off entities, to fight off all kinds of things. There's spiritual battles happening in the ethers that most people are completely unaware of, but it's happening all the time. So, this is why I give thanks to my ancestors. This is why I light candles for them and for my angels and my spirit team, because I know how much work that they're doing for me and how much support they're giving me along the way. So, yeah, we'll move on from there and we'll get one of these cards. Spirit guides and ancestors. What message does the collective need most? Please and thank you. And we appreciate all of your beautiful guidance. Oh, I guess it's that one because it did not want to go back in. Ah, yeah, that makes sense. So the number is 0606. Commitment. And what was I just saying about, you know, commitment maybe wavering a little bit because, you know, the path before you is uncertain. That's at least how it feels. When you're in the dark, it can be so hard to let go of control. Been there. I know. But eventually you have to find that place within yourself that says, well, I've got nothing else to lose and everything to gain at this point, right? Or like for me, I was at rock bottom. I'm at rock bottom, so the only way is up from here. So it doesn't matter where you are. If you look at it from one of those two perspectives, it'll help you get through it and to recommit to yourself, right? In continuing to put that one foot in front of the other. So loyalty, responsibility, truth, love, light, spiritual realm, growth, and solutions. Applying honesty and light daily is a fast track to creating a peaceful and meaningful life. It's how you find solutions and comfort. Releases or release worries by speaking your truth and expressing emotions regularly. Open up for the best is yet to come. And that's essentially what they're saying. Like, ooh, goosebumps. Trust, right? Trust. Trust in your path. Trust in your ability. Everything that you need is already inside of you. And it always has been. You just didn't see it. And maybe you still don't fully recognize all of your skills and your talents. And this is what they're saying. Like everything you need, all the tools, all the resources, everything you need is already in you. Now, what you choose to do with that is your choice. You have free will. But you do have the power to create that, and your commitment is needed in order for you to actually take that step, right? And so trust in the path, trust that what you are doing, even though you're doing it blindly, that is faith. Do we believe in source? Do you believe in your creator? Do you believe in the angels? Even if you can't see them, you have blind faith. Well, this is a part of that faith, is that you come to these crossroads where you're given an opportunity to take that leap of faith, and the universe will catch you. But you do need to take the leap of faith and believe that if you do, you won't fall. And I mean that in a way, in a spiritual way, because it does not matter what we experience on the physical realm, on the surface. Okay? We can face all kinds of things in our existence as a human being. Now, does that mean that we have been forsaken? Does that mean that we have been abandoned by Source, by the angels, by our spirit team? Absolutely not. But they are there behind the scenes, allowing you to experience the lessons that you came here to learn with love and with compassion. And they're guiding you into those lessons so that you have to experience those depths so that hopefully you remember what that felt like and you grow and evolve from that and that you never want to repeat that again. Hopefully, well, not hopefully, from their perspective, yes, it can be hard. From our perspective, it can be hard, but from their perspective, it is an opportunity to show you through that pain how strong you really are, how resilient you really are, how capable you really are. How many times can you bounce back, right? It shows you your inner workings, and that is what is being revealed through these spiritual awakenings. And so, having a level of enthusiasm and understanding that it doesn't matter what your physical vessel is experiencing here on this planet, right? It's from the spiritual perspective, from the understanding, when you can detach from that 3D experience, you start to recognize the value in the depths of your pain. And it is to create a diamond, essentially. A diamond is created under pressure. It is shaped and formed under immense pressure. It is our pain that is the catalyst into our greatest evolutions. I have goosebumps all over. And so sometimes we need to go blindly into our faith. And this is a trust fall that Source is asking of you at this point. It's like a test of sorts. And so when we succeed in taking these trust falls, when we let go, we surrender all the control and the need to know the whole plan or the next steps. Um, when we surrender that, that's when we actually start to receive the next steps. That's when we get illumination. We begin to understand and we begin to have um, a heightened sense of awareness of what the world around us is actually trying to teach us through our pain. So don't allow the fear of what you've experienced to control whether or not you continue or waver in your faith. Allow yourself to fully surrender so that you can easily go into taking that leap of faith with a renewed sense of enthusiasm. Okay? Now, I got this deck here, and it's got a bunch of angels on it. Some of them are undressed, though, so I may not be able to show some of them on the camera. I will go and show all of them at the end. When I was looking at this deck, I did not know that there were some naked girls on there. YouTube does not like it when you put those kinds of things on screen. So, because you never know, there could be kids watching, even though my channel is not for children, and never know, there could be kids in the background. All right, so which angel would like to come through today? The collective. Oh, thank you. Okay, Akasha, you are a spiritual teacher. You have the ability to counsel others and help them awaken their spiritual gifts and divine mission. Hey, bunch of like-minded people out there. Now, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna get unblurry first. How about that? Yes, ma'am. Nope. Yes. Okay. All right. So, what does this card mean? Now, we're all teachers. We're all students and we're all teachers. Okay. It does not mean you have to get on YouTube and start teaching people. It does not mean that you have to become a teacher to students at in a class or at a university or anything of that matter. You can be a teacher in so many different ways. You could be an uncle or an aunt, and you could be teaching, your nephews and nieces just through interacting with them. You could be a grandchild and learning from, the elders in your community or from your own family, and also teaching them new things about the world. I remember a time before computers, but when they first came into homes, and like that was a new thing, and the internet was brand new. I know I'm aging myself here. But I remember my grandmother, who was, hi, Grandma, who was like a prim and proper 50s woman, stay at home wife and mother, clean the house all the time, always had her hair, well, she wore a wig, always had her hair done, always dressed in the way that she was supposed to be and all of that jazz. Um, when she got a computer, it was funny because my dad was just getting into it, and my grandmother was just getting into it, so was I. And I had learned a lot about it, and I was still learning. And my dad was learning, and we had went to visit my grandmother, and lo and behold, she was teaching my dad all these different things about the computer. She was already becoming like a computer whiz. And he was astounded, right? And so then it worked down that way that she was showing him as opposed to the younger generation, like now, most of the time, younger generations like, oh, I know how to do coding and all of that stuff. And I'm like, what? You do? I mean, my kids are learning that in school, in elementary even. So yeah. Uh, Sometimes it's the younger generations teaching the older. Sometimes it's the older teaching the younger. You can show up in many different forms as a teacher. You could even just meet a random person and strike up a conversation, and what you say just holds so much weight within their heart that it opens them up to a new level of understanding about the world around them and vice versa. So it does not mean that you have to take up a teaching position, but we're all teachers, we're all students. And so I think this card is coming out right now to let you know like there are so many potentials within the collective that need to be acknowledged, respected, loved, and appreciated. Often we don't see these things within ourselves, and um, I have goosebumps. We don't recognize our own unique subset of gifts and abilities that we can use to enlighten others. And that doesn't mean going out of our way to um, force our opinions or our viewpoints, but even showing up as your authentic self in of itself is the greatest teacher for those in your environment and even the casual strangers you meet. Because most people don't have the opportunity to come across authentic people who are not wearing a mask. And that energy that you emit from yourself, that the way in which you come across, the way in which you hold yourself and you speak to others, that is the greatest teacher. The love that you emanate and share with others That's the most profound teacher there is. And so it does not even have to be that you're going out and having conversations that are of spiritual nature. You're just showing up as you in the world. And I think that, the angels are really wanting you to remember that you alone, you just as you are, is perfect. You're perfect. And your energy showing up in the world around you, in a world that is so dark, is so important and so needed. And so when you put all of this together with this card, what I'm getting, confirmation. What I'm getting is that you're really needed. You're really needed on this planet. And the angels are, okay, guys, I get it. The angels are just trying to push you into your path a little more. They're giving you a little more direction. They're gently coaxing you in the right direction because you are just so valuable on this planet. You are so needed. And the energy that you emit and that you carry within you, the more you detoxify it, you purify it, you let go of the old, you let go of all the control, you let go of all the things that are harming you or causing you a disservice to your life. The more you emanate this energy, the more you emanate this light, this love within you. And this planet, it really needs it right now. People need you. They need your energy. They are depending on it, even though they cannot vocalize it, even the ones that have hurt you. Because it's not about necessarily the one-on-one interactions with people. It's about you as a whole emitting this frequency of love that you hold for yourself first so that it can emit outside of you. And as a collective around the whole planet, we lift each other up. We lift humanity up. And it is from that space that we change the whole planet. So you're being asked to continue, even when it's hard, even in the face of adversity, even when you don't know what your future holds, because you're doing a great job. Yep. I knew that was coming. You're doing a great job. That's what they want to tell you. You're doing an amazing job. Don't doubt yourself. Do not doubt your ability. You wouldn't be here if you couldn't do it. They really want you to know that. You're stronger than you think, and you're beautiful, just the way that you are. So your presence here on this planet is already doing so much, and you're completely unaware of it. You're not recognizing your own strength and the strength of that love that you hold within yourself. So thank you for being you. I'm I'm feeling so much love coming through right now, that it's overwhelming me. I almost want to cry. Thank you for being here on this planet. Thank you for doing everything that you're doing for yourself, because that is all that is required. That is all that is required of each of us, is to awaken ourselves, to love ourselves fully, to accept ourselves fully. Everything else on top of that is just a bonus. Everything that we choose to create once we're awake is just a bonus. But your presence of just being here and loving yourself, that changes the world already. And they need you to know that. Okay? All right. This is where I feel called to end the video and the channeling. Thank you so much, angels, for being here and being so strong. I loved it, although it's making me a little cold because I got so many chills. I hope you all have a beautiful and blessed day. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe to our beautiful vibe tribe here. Beautiful family of light. Okay, I know I said that I would end the video there, but I forgot to show you the cards. I got so wrapped up in all of the emotions and the feelings and the goodness. So let me just go through the cards with you. Okay, so here's one, enthusiasm. And then we have trust. Okay. And then we have spiritual awakening. And then take a step. Oh, upside down. And then we have Akasha. All right, now you've seen the cards. All right, sometimes I get a little wrapped up in the energy and I forget to show the cards. But now you have them, and I'll leave it here for certain this time. Love you all. Bye.